And that's hard because cops go into so many death scenes that aren't criminal and they're not suspicious and they're sad and they're tragic, but something about that, you have to stop that in the beginning. Again, you can always open it back up, make it bigger or make it smaller. So that was my number one.
All right.
The number two is one that comes back to what you were talking about on taking kids out of somewhere. Could it be part of a child trafficking operation?
Oh, yeah.
Possibly. Even with this identified person now, we don't know yet. We do know a lot of those very evil pedophile people like to share stuff. They like to share experiences, pictures, and victims. And so it's a bigger problem, I think, than people know.
Yeah.
I remember Ray, the DA, rest in peace. Ray, up until, I remember we lost him, but, Ray always talked about that. Even in retirement, we would be talking and he would say, we've got to get some awareness out on this human trafficking thing. And it's real, it's real.
Yeah, it is. And I think, we know of a person, you and I were talking this morning about bringing him on because
I'm gonna see
he
if he'll
does
do it.
that.
Yeah, he trains that. He's not a human trafficker.
He doesn't human traffic. Let me rephrase.
Or
He
child
does not
traffic.
traffic any people.
Yeah.
He trains on that.
Yeah.
But when you and I travel, I always notice when in the restrooms, and I don't know if it's in the men's, because men's can be trafficked too.
Yeah.
Men can be trafficked too. There's always the sign up that says, if you're a victim, call this number.
Huge.
Huge.
And if you look at the Super Bowl, the Kentucky Derby, the big events, the Indy 500, if you watch and pay attention to most law enforcement, local and federally, they send more people in because those big events draw a lot of attention to adult and child trafficking.
Yes.
Like it's like because of the immense amount of population, the people that may have that interest are probably going to be there, and the traffickers come. So because you can have adult and you can have child trafficking. Child trafficking is the nightmare of the boogeyman that comes and takes the child and sells or trades that child off, and the child's left with a life of abuse. How horrible. So in this case, I think that'll be something that we'll watch for. That if they work more on this Bruckner guy, he's probably not going to say anything, but if for some reason they get something out of him, or maybe some of that digital evidence, or maybe some of that clothing evidence, if they keep, the cool thing is once you start getting those threads, like Rob Wilson said, you can pull the sweater. You just got to get the first one. So it'll be interesting to see.